Hi, this is Craig with GoEngineer. I'm going to cover how to program your part in assembly mode. One of the prerequisites is that you must use a SOLIDWORKS coordinate system. This controls the direction that our part will be programmed in and will be the first thing we do after verifying first that the correct machine is selected. It doesn't matter where the coordinate system is located, as we're using it to specify which direction we are programming in and not necessarily where our work offset will be. Now we need to specify which parts we want machined. As in assembly mode, we can add other parts that won't be machined, like a vise, fixtures, clamps, etc., to act as avoid features to assist us in our programming. We'll add the parts to the part manager by right-clicking on it and selecting Manage Parts. Then go ahead and select the parts that we're going to add. Now I will define my stock profile, which is going to be a SOLIDWORKS part file that I've already created and placed in the vise, close to where it will physically be placed when machining. You can see the outline of it here. Now I'm ready to start programming the part. The first thing you'll notice is that I have what looks to be like two identical setups. The mill part setups are specific to the part, whereas the setups located at the bottom are specific to the direction of machining for all the parts in the assembly. You'll only ever have one setup if you are programming all of your features parallel to the table. When you run extract machinable features, it will collect all mill part setups, as you see here, but only features that are accessible in the direction we specified using our SOLIDWORKS coordinate system will be usable. That's why we don't see any secondary setup down here for these features that are located on the bottom of the part. I'll go into more detail later on. Now I'll generate the operation plan, and before I generate the toolpaths, I'm going to declare my vise as an avoid feature by editing the setup, and from the fixtures tab I'm going to select the jaws in this case and select avoid. And now I'll go ahead and generate my toolpaths. This is the huge advantage of programming in assembly mode, as we can visually see all of our fixturing as well as use it as an avoid feature and not have to guess as to where our fixtures or clamps may be. And now I'll show you the process of rotating our part around so that we can machine the bottom side of it. I've already created a second SOLIDWORKS configuration. I'll go ahead and activate it. Once I come back to the CAMWorks feature tree, I get a prompt that it recognizes a different SOLIDWORKS configuration and wants to know how I want to go about either adding a configuration or copy the current configuration and show the copy. I'm going to go ahead and let it copy and show copy. This is going to bring in all the same information from our first setup and apply it to our second setup. I'm going to let this rebuild. And now let's take a look at our feature manager. So in our first setup, these are the only features that were displayed in our setup, and these were not. And now that we're working from the bottom side, these are the one that are displaying, and these are not. So I'm going to go ahead and generate the operation plan. And again, before generating my toolpaths, I'm going to select both of these jaws. I can select avoid all. And now I'll go ahead and generate the toolpath. Let's take a look at a file that has multiple parts in it and see what that workflow looks like. In this example, I have 3 total parts and 2 of them are the same. I'll start by defining my SOLIDWORKS coordinate system and then add these to my part manager. And you'll notice that both of these parts are under one instance since they are the same part. And then this third part is its own. Now I want to define the stock profile. And when we have multiple parts, we have different options. So here, all 3 of them are set to bounding box and are separate from each other. If I had a large sheet of stock and I wanted to machine all 3 of them out of that, I could do that with specifying the common. That'll place all the parts under one stock profile. In this case, I'm going to do separate, which is how they are right now. They're all individual from each other. And I'm going to use bounding box, and I'm just going to add an arbitrary amount. And if I look at my next one, it's set back to zeros as well as my third part. If I want to add this amount for all 3, I can use this apply current stock definition to all parts. I would just highlight the part or instance that I want to copy from and select this button. And now if I select on the second instance, we can see it's now copied. Now I can start programming. Now if we look at the feature manager, again we're going to see multiple setups. As extract machinable features, we'll find the features in all different directions. But because we specified our Z direction, only the features that are in that direction are going to be machined. So if we want, we can remove the extra setups that were generated, as they're not going to be doing us any good at this point. So this feature manager is for these 2 parts, and we have a second one which is in reference to this base, the third part. So again, we can do the same and get rid of the setups for this one as well. And go ahead and generate the operation plan. I'm going to edit the setup so I can add my clamps as a fixture. In this case, they're all the same, so I can select just one of them, highlight it here, and select Add All Instances. I'm going to select Avoid All, and in this case, the avoid area type, I'm going to set it to exact. As we can see, simplified does a bounding box around the shape, whereas exact follows the true profile. So I want the tool to be able to get as close as possible. So I'm going to use exact. Now I'll generate the toolpath. Now we can see here with the face mill and the perimeter feature, it now avoids our clamps. Again, my name is Craig with GoEngineer. Thanks for watching.